Hi, I'm Nick Faviano, and I work as a marketing manager in the automotive retail industry. And I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about how to better engage and communicate with customers to ultimately drive more traffic and sales at your dealership. I'll present to you my recommendation, and then at the end of this meeting, we can discuss all of the available options, and you can decide which one that you want to choose. I understand that you're looking for ways to better increase the engagement and communication with your customers to ultimately drive more traffic and sales at your dealership. So based on the available information that I looked into at your store, I came to 4 key recommendations that I would love to propose to you today. The first recommendation would be to install a chat button on your vehicle detail page on your website. The second option is to hire more business development center representatives. And the third option is to strengthen the process of following up with customers after you set an appointment. And the fourth option is to better train your business development center to set realistic expectations for customers. You're not currently meeting your store's sales goals. Over the past year, we've seen a large increase in the volume of traffic that your store's website is receiving, but we haven't seen that same percentage increase in the level of leads that are actually converting from that traffic. As an example, your store's lead to appointment percentage, so that's how many appointments are actually being set from the volume of leads that you're receiving. That's only at 13%, and it should be around 60%. Your appointment to show percentage is at 45%, and it should be at 60%. So that's how many appointments that you set are actually showing up at the dealership. And then your show to sold percentage is at 40%, and the benchmark there is 60% as well. So that's how many people are actually buying cars once they get to the dealership and show up. I believe you're seeking a solution to better engage and communicate with your customers to ultimately drive more traffic and sales at your store. However, I don't think that you've been made aware of the underlying problems that you're currently facing. The first solution that I would like to present to you in order to solve these issues would be to install a CTA customer chat option on your vehicle detail pages. In today's day and age, we know that this is the customer's preferred method of communication as opposed to more traditional means like email or phone calls. We're hoping that adding this chat button increases engagement and helps to bridge the gap between the large volume of traffic that you're receiving to your site and the amount of that traffic that can actually converts into a lead. Adding that button will also increase engagement on your site. And if you're familiar with Brian Pash, who's an automotive marketing specialist and keynote speaker, he's also the founder of the PCG Group. He talks a lot about conversational commerce and states that less than 40% of the people that click on a form lead, which is the button that you currently have on your website right now, actually complete and submit that form. So 60% of the people that actually click the button that you have currently that's not the chat button do not actually complete the form. However, 75% of customers will engage in a live conversation, and once you engage in that live conversation, two-way successful communication contact doubles. The second recommendation that I'd like to propose to you would be to hire additional BDC Business Development Center reps. In looking at your store currently, it would appear that you're only contacting about 75% of your leads that you're receiving, when in reality, you should be contacting about 90%. I also noticed that each individual BDC rep that you have right now is handling 500 leads per month. We start to notice that after about 150 leads, that particular BDC agent becomes overwhelmed and we see a decline in performance. So hiring additional BDC reps will help you in your goal to increase the appointments that you set. The third recommendation that I'd like to make to you would be strengthening the communication when it comes to reminding customers about their appointments. So once a BDC agent, Business Development Center representative, sets an appointment, the two-way communication should not stop. In looking into your store, what I noticed was that the method that you're communicating with your customers once you set that appointment is only via email, as opposed to a more preferred medium that the customer would benefit from, such as a phone call or a text message. Hiring additional BDC reps will go a long way towards solving this issue as well, because it will fill up your BDC's time and allow them to contact their appointments to remind them about their appointments in more ways than just email. The fourth recommendation I'd like to make would be to train your Business Development Center reps to set more realistic expectations for customers before they enter the showroom and come to the store. When I listened to a couple of calls for your store, what I noticed was that they were quoting the customers an unrealistic price that was much lower than what the actual price of the vehicle was. This creates a negative customer experience. So when the customer arrives in the showroom for their appointment at the store, they're disappointed that the price that they have there is much higher than what they had originally anticipated. Training your BDC reps to set more realistic expectations will go a long way towards having more sales once people show up at the dealership. The best solution for your store will be one that solves these four problems: converting more traffic into leads, converting more leads into appointments, converting more appointments into shows, and converting more shows into sales. The customer chat box option that I presented will go a long way towards converting that high percentage of volume of traffic that you're getting to your store into more leads. Hiring more BDC agents at the store will allow you to set more appointments. Improving the customer follow-up process will go a long way towards getting people to actually show up for their appointments once they're set at the store. And then better training the BDC reps to set realistic expectations for customers will go a long way towards selling the customer once they show up for their appointment. Based on the analysis that I presented and the information that I've shared with you, I believe that the best option for you would be to implement all four of the recommendations that I proposed to you, because only implementing all four of those recommendations will solve all of your goals. If there's no further questions, I'd like to reiterate one more time the options presented to you. Those options include installing a customer CTA chat box on your website, hiring more BDC Business Development Center agents, strengthening the process of following up with consumers for their appointments, and then training the BDC to set realistic expectations for customers. So if you agree with my recommendation, I am available to set up a follow-up meeting after this to talk about an implementation strategy and which decision have you come to.